Since our last video reached the limit of 5 minutes, so the indentation remained unsolved until the end, so we will talk about indentation again in the third video. So I stated that indentation, what is the meaning of indentation? Indentation means white spaces or spaces before, we say for example at the beginning of a code line. Whenever we write a code, the spaces at the beginning of it is called as an indentation. So because there is no parenthesis, braces in the Python, what we have to do right here is we use, for example, indentation to identify a block of statement. For example, if it's a if block, if it is a else block, if it's a loop block, for loop, while loop block, we use the indentation for it. For example, in the previous example I said there was no indentation for the if block, there was an error. In this example I write the same thing, but there will be an indentation. For example, if for example 6 is greater than for example 2, what I have to say, there is indentation right here. What to do? Print and hello world, hello world. So if I run this thing, hello world will be printed because both the condition is true and also for example. But if I write for example if 8 is greater than 10, the condition is wrong in this time, but still there is indentation. Nothing will be printed, but what will be the main part of it? There will be no error in this. There is no error, but nothing is printed. Why? Because the condition is wrong in this statement. So Python will give you an error if you skip indentation like this. There was no indentation, so error is given. The number of spaces up to you. In the number of spaces up to the programmer, whatever the programmer wants. For example, most of the time the best for indentation is, for example, a tab or 6 spaces, 4 spaces, something like that. It's up to programmer, but the command is mostly used 4 spaces is used. But there should be at least one. There is for example 1, there is 8 or 9 something, both are the same indentation, and every statement should be follow the same indentation. You have to same number of in the same block of code. For example, there is for example indentation, but this follow 2, this follow for example 8 spaces, there will be an error. The indentation should be same. For example, this if block has if 4 is greater than 3, what we have to do right here is print Mudassir, and another I write for example here print Ali. This will be an error because all the statement in an indentation block should follow the same. This print is indentation error, unexpected indent. There is an unexpected indent in that statement. For example, if I correct this thing, now both of these will be printed Mudassir and Ali because the indentation block is the same at both of these parts. After that, we're talking about another next part, which is Python variable. We already said that variable means a location in memory. In variable, the value can be changed at runtime, at compile time. That's why it's called variable. Constant, the value cannot be changed, they are constants, but variable value change at runtime. That's why, because they are called variables. For example, there is no need to, for example, whatever type it is. Python variable store, we say that data type is whatever is stored in the variable. For example, x can be a string, x can be an integer, x can be a float, whatever is stored in x, that type of data type will be stored in that variable. For example, x is equal to 5, so this is an integer. X is equal to hello world, x will be a string in this part of type. X can be string at that part of type. So in Python, variable are created when you assign value to it, and there is no command for declaring a variable in the Python. That's why. And after that, we got 2 comments. Comments are ignored during execution of Python program. In comment is for example for readability purpose, for understanding a program. That's why we use for example comments. And comment in Python start with what? With hash symbol. Hash, this is a comment. Comment will be ignored. Comment will not be executed in the Python program. For example, hash, this is a comment. This will not be executed. If I execute this thing, nothing is executed because this is a comment, and comments are normally ignored. For example, insert the missing part of the code below with output hello world. So whatever the output of hello world should become, that is print. We write print statement in hello world will be, for example, printed in this part.